Love this question, but I want to talk about it because I think it's really important for us to understand the behaviors that we have. It's very easy to go, obviously I want to be uncomfortable and growing, like duh, Tracy, that makes sense. Yes, it does. That's where we want to be. However, there's a reason why 99% of the people choose to stay stuck and uncomfortable in their stuckness. And I want to talk about that because I think it's really important for us to understand the whys behind our behavior so that when they pop up, we can recognize what the limiting belief is. We can recognize that really it's just fear popping up or doubt popping up, and we don't have to give into it any longer. So let's take a look at this from the perspective of being uncomfortable and stuck. Being stuck and uncomfortable is familiar, and we know that we're not going to die. And that's why we stay there, right? Because being stuck and uncomfortable, we're uncomfortable. We are frustrated. Maybe we're annoyed with ourselves, probably. But we recognize that those feelings aren't visceral enough for us to make any changes because we know that everything is okay. Like, we're not actually going to die when we are uncomfortable and frustrated and stuck. We're not going to, lose our lives over feeling like we can't move forward. So stuck becomes this comfort zone that none of us really want to be in. Stuck becomes familiar. And I always say that comfort zones aren't actually comfortable at all. They're just, a familiar feeling that we know we can move through, or at the very least get over, so that we can kind of live the rest of our lives. That's why we choose to stay stuck and uncomfortable. Not because we like being stuck and uncomfortable, but because it's familiar and we know how to navigate it and we know we're not going to die. When you are actively choosing to step out of your comfort zone into a space of growth, into a season of expansion, you are not going to know what's coming up. And the fear of the unknown, it's not even the fear of, staying stuck, but that fear of the unknown is more poignant for you in the moment to not want to push forward. Because when you don't know what's on the other end of that comfort zone that you have so diligently set up shop in, when you don't know what's on the other side of that, it's terrifying. You're like, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if my life is going to get any better. What if my life gets worse? What if I try this and I fail? What if I try this and I succeed? Oh my gosh. And then all of the fears start to come up based off of that. But those fears are you fear more of that than you do fear staying in the comfort zone that you are stuck in. And that is why, my friends, we stay in the stuck. So let me give you some practical applications and some practical understanding of how we can actually move through this. I think this is really important. I was having this conversation with my friend, and I was saying, here's one of my favorite tools to getting over being stuck or getting over fear or whatever. Like, no matter what I do, I'm going to experience fear. I'm a human having a very human experience in a lot of ways, right? As a coach, as a leader, I think it's really important for us to experience the full spectrum of human emotion because it allows for us to lead better. It allows for us to lead well. It allows for us to relate to people, right? And so going through different things, especially recently, probably in the last 6 months, I've just kind of been like looping around one particular cycle in one area of my life. And I was recognizing like these fears that I have don't actually feel good. Like, I don't like feeling like this. Now, it took me a while to understand why I was feeling those things. Like, I had to process it within myself. But once I recognized why I was feeling them, then I sort of had a point of access into my own psyche to go, okay, this is just a result of trauma, or this is just a result of a past experience that didn't work out. This is just a result of doubts and fears that stem from what has happened in my past. But those past things don't actually have to affect my future, right? If I don't let them. So, sorry that the light is changing. I'm sitting in my bed, in my bedroom. So what I would do with those feelings of fear, with those feelings of doubt, with those feelings of like, is this going to work? I don't want to do this. This is so uncomfortable for me. Why do I have to be present for this? Can I just run away and never have to deal with this? It was a part of me, my ego self. That's what I wanted to experience because that felt better in the moment, right? But I know through doing my own personal development work, through talking with my own coaches, like the thing that I want is on the other side of all of the uncomfortable stuff. So I need to shift this. And shifting isn't always overnight. Sometimes shifting takes a moment. Shifting takes time. You have to think through the shift and you have to process through the shift. You have to cry through the shift, because that's just what happens. So when I was feeling the doubt and when I was feeling the fear, once I recognized where it was coming from, they were just, from past experiences. They were just from previous things that I've had come up for me that are just manifesting themselves again. So this is the fear that I have. I do not like it. I don't like feeling this. I don't like experiencing this. So one of the questions that I would ask myself is, okay, what feels better? what feels better? Because if I can figure out what would feel better, then I can start to shift in that direction. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to shift overnight. I'm not going to say you're going to shift in an instant. I'm simply saying if you can recognize the feeling that you want to get to, then it helps for at least a moment shift your perspective, right? So let's say you're starting a business or you're launching something or whatever, wherever you are in your business, and you're like, I'm terrified of putting myself out there. I'm terrified of it. What if people don't like me? What if people judge me? What if people laugh at me? What are my friends going to say? Why is my light changing? This is really annoying. Sorry about that. But what if this doesn't work out? And those are the fears, and those are legitimate fears. We all have them. As much as I, have is that right? As much as I've been in the online space, as many times as I've launched things or released new products or whatever the case is, or coached people, there's always going to be like a tinge of like, is this going to work out? I'm not sure. That pops up, and that's ego, and that's, part of me that is not my higher self and all of that stuff. But if you're having those feelings, I want you to sit with them and say, okay, these are the feelings that I'm having. Like, trying to ignore them and pretend like they don't exist is not helpful. So you really do have to kind of go, this is what I'm feeling. I do not like it. Or maybe you do like it, but let's hope you don't. I don't like it. So here is what I'm going to choose to do instead. So you ask yourself, what would be the better feeling? What do I want to feel? Like, instead of feeling all of this doubt and all of this fear, what do I want to feel instead of that? Now, I'm not saying you're going to feel it. I'm saying, what do you desire to feel in the moment? What do you want to get to? Where do you want to get your feelings to be, right? So let's say, well, I'm scared that no one is going to sign up for my program. No one is gonna, sign up for the thing that I'm about to launch, right? Maybe that's the fear, and it's okay. You can feel that fear, and you're like, this is my fear. You write it down on a Post-it, in a journal, whatever. You write that down. Oh, sorry. You write that down, and then you say, okay, what would I rather feel? Like, what is the better feeling for me in this moment? Like, what do I wish I felt, right? So what do I wish I felt right now? And then you write down what you wish you felt. So instead of like, is this going to work out? No one's going to sign up for my program. No one wants. That's not your wish. Your wish may be, I want to feel like everybody wants to sign up for this. I want to feel like I am talking to the right people. I want to feel like I'm attracting the right people into my program. I want to feel like everything that I'm doing is the right thing. I want to feel like everything that I'm saying is resonating with my audience. That's how I want to feel. And you see how just instantly you can make yourself feel a little bit better. Now, I'm not saying you're going to feel those feelings automatically. I'm saying that you're going to feel better, and feeling better is always the goal. Like, moving in the direction of the frequency that you desire is always the goal that we have. The feeling is the frequency. If you can feel into what it is you desire, if you can feel into what it would be like to have it already without actually having it, you're creating magic, right? That's how we create the Wi-Fi signal to attract things to us. So when we talk about things like the law of attraction, or when we talk about things like, magnetism or whatever, that's what it is. It's feeling what you want to feel before you actually have it. When you do that, you're going to be led, divinely led, to do the things that you're supposed to do so that that feeling becomes normalized. We can normalize good feelings in our life, guys. Like, we can actually normalize having good experiences in our business, having good experiences in our relationships, having good experiences in our work situations, having good experiences in our family. We can normalize all of that if we allow ourselves to feel it in advance, because you have to recognize the feeling. Your body, the cells in your body, the trillions and trillions of cells that exist in your body need to vibrate at the frequency that you are wanting, so that when you normalize it, you recognize it when it's there. A lot of the times when people live in negativity, and we know this, and I'm going on tangents as I often do, we recognize that when we are living in negativity, we're teaching our brains to find more of the negative stuff. That's what we're doing. We're going, okay, well, I want to feel bad, so give me more reasons to look for, in the world, in my life experience, so that I can continue to feel bad, so that I can continue to be sad, so that I can continue, to experience, the negativity that has been so comfortable for me. So when it comes to being stuck and uncomfortable, and you continue to live there, you're telling your brain to find more reasons why you're stuck and uncomfortable. When you say yes, and you say yes to growth, and you say yes to actually experiencing growth on an expansive level, on a quantum level, you're going to teach your brain to find other things. You're going to teach your brain to feel better. You're going to teach your brain to find more things in your life experience that's going to make you feel better, because that's how our brain works. Our brain only operates according to what we tell it, according to what our subconscious is directing for it to do. So if your subconscious is directing for your brain to be stuck and uncomfortable, then we're going to continue to feel stuck and uncomfortable. But if you tell your brain, you know what? No, brain, I actually want to grow. And I know it's going to be uncomfortable, but I'm willing to go through the uncomfortability because I know that everything that I want is on the other side of the uncomfortability. When you do that and you tell your brain to start looking for reasons that you are expanding and to start looking for reasons why you should expand, magic starts to happen. You feel better about it. You don't feel stuck anymore. And then you get to, live the experience that you deserve and desire. And you've probably been desiring for a very long time. So hopefully that helped. I have more stuff on the brain if you guys are interested. Exercises that can help you. Just let me know if you have any questions about that. But I'll see you guys later.